take.
Right, so the hot take. Wrexham 3, Oldham Athletic 0, as Phil Parkinson finishes his post-match interview and gets a round of applause from loads of fans who came to watch it, and that sort of sums up the feel around this club at the moment. Wrexham with some of the most scintillating football, really brilliant to watch. Beat Oldham 3-0, goes through to the next round of the Cup. Sam Dalby starting for Ollie Palmer, who was out injured, did really well up front. He got the first goal. Paul Mullen chipped in with one either side of the break as well. Palmer, not too badly injured as well, came on as a sub and did well. But Wrexham's intensity, the passing, the movement, the intent going forwards was terrific. Jones and Young and Lee, fabulous in the centre of midfield. McAlinden tearing up and down the left-hand side. Hosanna in the second half did likewise, although that's the one downside, of course, that Hosanna came on for the injured Anthony Ford, which hopefully is more precautionary. And at the back, Wrexham were absolutely rock solid and barely gave Oldham a sniff of goal. I mean, that was a real all-round performance, wasn't it?
Oh, it was excellent. You know, as you said, the defence were brilliant, throwing their bodies at the ball so it doesn't get a shot off at Howard. You know, the midfield were brilliant, they worked so hard. And Dalby and Mullen were excellent. And Palmer come on, he battled hard, and it was nice to see a little cameo for Kai Evans as well. So,
yeah,
a lot of things to be excited for.
Yeah, that performance by Dalby today, makes you not so concerned if one of them gets, has to be out for a couple of games. I thought he had a great game. The number of headers he won was fantastic, and great for him to score a goal. Overall, team performance was one of the best I've seen this season, to be honest.
Yeah.
The quality of the passing and the intricacy of the passing, they look very comfortable. And I think, we're only going to get better as the season goes on, and that's what's so exciting. I think the team's going to get better. We're going to be scoring more goals. We're so solid at the back now since, the change with our defence. Clough has been a great servant, and don't get me wrong, but I think Tunnicliffe is a bit more of a stocky lad, a bit stronger lad, and he's done a great job coming in defence, and 3 clean sheets. Could have been more than 3 goals today. Just trying to overwork it sometimes, and we could have had a shot on goal, but a great performance by the whole team.
I've got to say credit to Oldham for keeping it down to 3-0 really, because I think they played quite well. They were a good side, so it just shows how good this team is.
I liked the way Oldham tried to get at us. They had a bit of life about them in our half, but as Neil did rightly point out, even though we were trying to wind them up during the commentary, they didn't really trouble us.
One shot on goal?
Yeah, I would say probably.
One save.
Abraham had a decent effort, didn't he, from outside the box, but he was so well marshalled by Ford and Young that it was never really going to trouble Howard. And Howard did well with a corner at the end when he was crowded and punched her out well, but he didn't have much to do. That chance Abraham had a chance to hit too straight, and was a pretty simple save. But it was dominant. We had a couple of wonderful moves, which if the final shot had gone in, could easily have been goal this season, because some of the passing and movement was glorious, wasn't it?
Oh, just a joy to watch. It really was, and as I said, against a decent side as well. So you can't complain. We're in the pot for the next round, and that's brilliant.
What's exciting for me is that we were worried about this team gelling earlier on in the season, and how do you accommodate Elliot Lee and different things like that. And I think now they've had a time to work for a while on the training ground with them. I think we can see these players are now fully assimilated, because the ease of movement that they had was fantastic, and the way they read each other, the way they knew where somebody would run when the ball was fantastic.
And you only get that from match experience, don't you? Know where you're.
But also good training ground work as well.
Very, very good.
And it's up to Notts County in the league now. I know this is the cup, but in the league it's up to Notts County to slip now, isn't it?
It's up to Notts County to stop us. I wouldn't fancy having to do that.
No.
And in the cup, of course, it's up to Man City to stop us.
Yeah.
But we are unbeatable.
No, I wouldn't go that far, Mark. We're all beatable.
Negative.
Even
Williams.
No, I'm not negative. I'm just being realistic. Every team is beatable. You have off days. But. I'm happy with today's game, but I say our importance is on the league. Get a good draw in the next round and see how it goes. But I wouldn't throw all my eggs in the basket for the FA Cup. The main priority for us is hopefully come the end of the season is promotion straight back to the Football League without going through the playoffs.
Man of the match, we went for Luke Young, but there were other serious contenders.
Very much so. It was very, very difficult to make a man of the match, but Luke Young, as always, runs his heart out for this club, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the three that well, I mean, there were 4 contenders in our minds, and we had trouble picking one. Mullin scored 2 goals and looked lively, although maybe he was number 4 in that list, to be fair. Whereas Young and James Jones in midfield were absolutely outstanding with their energy. And Callum McFadden, again, building on Tuesday. Yeah. Goodness me, up and down that left flank. He was tremendous, defending, attacking, threw himself into it, had a great shot, which was brilliantly saved by the keeper. Fair play to him.
Yeah, I think, a lot of fans have, questioned McFadden about him here, but I think his game time has helped him here, and today, showed his quality of why we brought him into the club. Yeah. The same with Elliot Lee, same with Ford, why we brought these players into the club, and Dalby, they've grown into the team, and they'll only grow into the team when they get, match time with our main squad, and that showed, because they both, they've all been, integral in our success in the last few games, keeping clean sheets and scoring goals again.
Absolutely. Brilliant stuff from Wrexham. We through to the second round. That was a laugh, that was.
Yeah, that was fun. The atmosphere was excellent today. Both sets of fans are really noisy. It's a proper, like the home tie.
Local derby as well,
It's a local atmosphere.
Yeah, it was good stuff. So as these two sound like a League of Gentlemen. A local match for local people. It was impressive. Remember the highlights, there's no embargo on the highlights, so we can put out as soon as possible. So I will crack on with them as soon as I can, but we are getting the pictures from ITV, so hopefully they'll be helpful in getting to them as quickly as possible, and we'll get them out as quickly as possible. The more detailed final whistle will be out later on. As it's a Sunday game, I might make the effort to do it on tonight, who knows, and all that usual good stuff will be out and coming to you soon. Plus Dragonheart on Wednesday, which will have the second part of our discussion of the problems that Wrexham had in the years leading up to the takeover. So plenty to look forward to. With the final score of Wrexham 3, Oldham Athletic 0. We are Mark Griffiths, Chay Long and Neil Williams from Wrexham AFC.